Hey, it's Mark Lanier, and this is your video thought for the day. By the way, have you ever noticed I start all of these and end all of these sort of the same way? It's a habit I've developed. And speaking of habits, in like 2017-ish, two psychologists from Cambridge produced and published a study that had a creature of habit scale. These were 27 questions in a questionnaire that assessed how much of a creature of habit you are. You work through the questionnaire, and we're creatures of habit. We tend to shop at the same grocery store. We tend to cook with the same spices. Heavens, when I go to a restaurant, I tend to order the same food at the same restaurant at varying degrees. But humans, by and large, have these habits, these practices that we do without really consciously thinking about them at all. And I was thinking through this because I've been studying over the last couple of weeks the book of Joshua, which is an Old Testament book after Moses dies, where Joshua invades the Promised Land. And you read these battles, and each battle in the invasion seems to take multiple verses, and you find out the good and the bad and the ugly about how the invasion was going and what went on and how the battle was won or how the battle was lost. And then after the defeat of these various kings associated with Gibeon in chapter 10, time for that at another time, you have these rapid succession of verses where it just in one verse or two verses has all of these kings that are defeated. They're like dominoes falling, bam, 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 bam. So the narrative shifts from this elaborate detail of how each battle's won to really nothing at all. It's just the Israelites finally got in the habit, it seems, of doing what God said and walking in his blessings. And so you don't have these detailed accounts where they're trying to learn to live that way. And I really like that because habits form whether we want them to or not. And we can form good habits where we walk the way we should in humble obedience to God, or we can develop poor habits, habits of sin and disobedience, and it's really something we've got to consciously and deliberately look at, because the thing about a habit is we lapse into them easily, but it's very difficult to break them. I've got a buddy, Bob, who says, he has no trouble breaking habits. And I said to him, I said, well, Bob, you really struggled trying to quit smoking. And that was a hard habit to break. And he says, no, it wasn't hard at all. He said, I did it like I quit smoking 150 times. All right, not maybe that funny, but I always thought it was funny. Habits are tough to break. So this week, I'm going to spend the time focusing on habits and how we need to cultivate good habits, godly habits, traits that bring us blessing in this life and make us a blessing to others and to God. And so that's what you have to look forward to. But today, let's just start thinking, what are those habits in my life and how can I consciously cultivate better habits? That's why we started this week making this your video thought for the day.